This Truth Social post by Donald Trump, where he stated, "This is a great time to buy DJT," is a major cultural moment in this country. Let's go back to the beginning. First, let's go to Trump's acceptance speech back November 2024.
We're going to make you very happy. We're going to make you very proud of your vote. I hope that you're going to be looking back someday and say that was one of the truly important moments of my life when I voted for this group of people beyond the president, this group of great people.
And let's go to highlights to Trump's inaugural address.
My life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. Over the past 8 years, I have been tested and challenged more than any president in our 250-year history, and I've learned a lot along the way. The journey to reclaim our republic has not been an easy one, that I can tell you. Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life.
And so this last week has shown us that Trump has really taken his mandate seriously to not allow the U.S. to be taken advantage of any longer. George recaps the situation over this past week. Just so we're clear, President Trump didn't fold in any way, shape, or form by giving 75 countries a 90-day reciprocal tariff pause. Just think, before Liberation Day, the United States had practically zero tariffs on import. On Liberation Day, Trump made it 10% across the board and calculated an additional reciprocal tariff rate using interesting math. Countries panicked, called the White House to beg for relief, and just a week later, he gives them a 90-day pause on the reciprocal tariff while a newly imposed 10% base tariff remained. To put it simply, he made the reciprocal so high that countries are now celebrating only getting hit with 10%. And so this is just summarizing the psychology with which we've witnessed the last 24 hours. There is so much deliberate distraction in the midst of this. Think about how all of the leftist accounts hyper-focused on one of the non-populated islands also being tariffed. This imposing list of countries with tariff percentages released on April 2nd, completely shocking the world, causing the US-based stock system, including the Dow and S&P 500, to just gradually tick down over the weekend in the midst of the shock. When I saw that Hurd and McDonald's islands were tariffed 10%, I too assumed that these lists were possibly derived from the use of AI and that maybe there wasn't careful vetting of all the names of countries. And while I still consider it a possibility that this could have been a mistake, in hindsight, I think I see what this guy is doing. It appears Trump was intentionally taking steps to create additional uncertainty and fear, an appearance of things being done seemingly haphazard. He literally announced tariffs over the entire world, supposedly reciprocal, but really to address unfairness he perceived in the trade system. Upon seeing these charts and witnessing the crash in the stock chart, Trump starts his action listing China as the first country on this chart and stating he was going to do a discounted 34% reciprocal tariff to the 67% of tariffs charged to the United States. But this is of course also including currency manipulation and trade barrier. Trump gave China up until yesterday to come to the bargaining table, but instead China retaliated with a tariff increase of their own by 35%. This led Trump to tack on a 104% tariff yesterday. Over this time period, and as the stock is cratering, Trump's making these crazy statements, like this statement at the NRCC dinner.
I'm telling you, these countries are calling us kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, sir, make a deal.
And so when he said this, I started to get nervous, recognizing that leaders from various countries would potentially see this quote and then feel like they could be made to look like they're submitting to Trump. We had Vice President J.D. Vance getting quoted at calling the Chinese people a peasant. Trump posted this video of the Houthis getting blown up once they're in a circle. And the message for the post is, these Houthis gathered for instructions on an attack. Oops, there will be no attack by these Houthis. They will never sink our ships again. And so, of course, this was completely eaten up by the left for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They were pointing out that the way they were standing could indeed represent a type of religious right, the way they positioned themselves. And then these images of people standing in a similar arrangement in a different context start to appear. So I'm saying all this to say, this post made on April 4th, Vance calling the Chinese peasant, Trump implying leaders are kissing his ass. All of these statements were seemingly designed to increase tension, and I think the goal of this was to really put pressure on Xi in China. And rather than folding and cooperating, China increased their counter tariff to 84%. And taking us to this morning, Donald Trump on his Truth Social account posted these now timeless posts. The initial one, be cool, everything is going to work out well. USA will be bigger and better than ever before. In this one, this is a great time to buy, DJT. And leading to his post this point 9 hours ago, based on a lack of respect that China has shown to the world's markets, I hereby raise the tariff charge to China by the United States of America to 125%. Effective immediately. At some point, hopefully in the near future, China will realize the days of ripping off the USA and other countries is no longer sustainable or acceptable. Conversely, and based on the fact that more than 75 countries have called representatives of the United States, including the Department of Commerce, Treasury, and the USTR, to negotiate a solution to the subjects being discussed relative to trade barriers, tariffs, currency manipulation, and non-monetary tariff, and that these countries have not, at my strong suggestion, retaliated in any way, shape, or form against the United States, I have authorized a 90-day pause and a substantially lower reciprocal tariff during this period of 10%, also effective immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So we have here a completely historic power play by Donald Trump, the likes of which we have not ever seen before by a US president, at least not in recent time, provoking Xi's retaliation and then isolating him by rewarding the countries that cooperated. Never before foreseen. Elon Musk posts this figure of a frog appearing as Keck sitting on a couch and then a winky smile to suggest that maybe he's somehow on the inside of what's going on. Also, very interestingly, this other number appeared concerning the effective total tariff on Chinese goods before the 125%. There was a total of 117%. This number I'd seen very frequently in apparent synchronicities. I had done videos on the topic. Looking back, I do consider this post on the Houthis, a statement by Vance, and Trump's kiss my ass statement as provocative, intentionally made statement. It fooled me to a degree, so I'm not totally surprised it may have fooled Rand Paul, who called Donald Trump a tyrant, though some are saying that Rand Paul unmasked himself. For international viewers, this is a well-known US-based senator. Dave Portnoy, who is on a fence, now states, well, that seals it. No matter what happens the rest of the way, best president ever. He's saying this with regards to the low-pressure showers executive order, but I do believe that he is taking into account the recent event of today. As soon as Trump effectively cornered Xi in China with his post, the stock market just took off. And so he effectively tipped off his followers that something financially beneficial is going to occur, also reminding them that there's a stock that exists known as DJT. And he was so adept in manipulation of trader psychology that despite still having tariffs on the entire world with a 10% minimum, because he rewarded those 75 countries, which he left unnamed, also a good strategy, the traders still celebrated and rewarded with buying, despite the fact that the tariff on China was increased to 125%. And this scheme almost failed because somehow a leak got out the day before that there was going to be a potential 90-day pause. And that led to a jump here, which was then erased when the White House denied it. And of course, at this point, all Trump's opponents can do is claim that there was insider trading and that there were spikes in the stock minutes before Trump's announcement, though you can't all be too sure. They were taking into account the exact time Trump posted on Truth Social, and now have to reconcile the plausible deniability created by Trump posting publicly to the world. Now is a great time to buy, 3 hours before the announcement of the 125% tariff and the reduction of tariffs throughout the world for others. Regarding Trump's KIA statement, while I do consider it a possibility he could be this arrogant, in the aftermath of the statement, I strongly consider it to be a part of a pressure campaign on China. I've spoken many times about a supposed alleged military white hat insider who I can tell you has established credibility with myself in some ways. I've stated that I felt I wasn't totally let in on the big secret, if there were big secret, of course, because of the risk of loose lips sinking ships. But I have to tell you now, he has revealed many amazing things to me, not in an obvious way that's realized immediately, but really more upon extended contemplation. It was revealed that certain events can be fixed by specific actions. Indeed, it is somehow possible to know future outcomes. We are on the right path, the path that leads to a golden age. There are contradictions in what we describe as time itself. So in a sense, we should be cool. Everything is going to work out well. All the lefty polls are now going to claim insider trading. Trump got the stock to jump up the highest it's ever jumped in a single hour. The Dow closed up 3,000 points, an unprecedented number. They just vacillate between saying Trump folded because of negative pressure campaign against his tariff, when really he was mastering the art of the deal the entire time. They have that and accusations of insider trading. It's important to put Trump's opponent in the box they have so designed for themselves. We have to march forth over the boxes through the opposition towards progress. If you're seeing this on X, please like and follow, as I will post more videos as time allows. I will post to Truth Social and continue to post to YouTube. Thanks for watching.